Hello all. Today we are solving LeetCode problem number 1200, minimum absolute difference. So you are given an array of distinct integers, which means you will not have any integers repeated within the array. So you are asked to find pairs with minimum absolute difference of any two element. So for example, let the pair be A and B, which forms the difference D, which is also the minimum difference. Oops. So return this pair A and B as the output. So here return all the possible pairs which can form the minimum distance, minimum difference. So that is what exactly the problems ask is all about. So let us understand this with the first example. So we have array as 4, 2, 1, 3. So in this output it is given that the minimum pairs are 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4. Because all these pairs form a difference value as 1. So that is the reason why we are returning all these pairs, and this is as the result. So based on this, my first observation coming in my mind is we have to sort the given array such that you will have the neighbors element will be sorted in the order, so that the difference between the neighbor value will give the minimum difference. Example, you have I minus 1 and I plus 1. So these two will give a difference as the minimum difference. Even these two also can give a minimum difference. But I minus 1 and I plus 1 will the difference coming out of this will not be a minimum. Not necessary to be a minimum. My bad. So what can we do here is we can sort the element in such a way that we get array as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now we can check, we have to track down the minimum values by iterating through this array. So first minimum we are getting as 2 minus 1 will be 1. So minimum value initially this will be infinity, and now updated to 1, and now we are in 2 and 3, which is 3 minus 2 also will be resulting in 1. Then 4 minus 3 as well result in 1. So since there is no difference value less than 1, the minimum value remains as 1. And now you have to find the pairs which all forms the difference value as 1. So again iterate and check if the pairs forms the value. So if it forms, append. So you have minimum value as 1. So 1 and 2 forms minimum difference as 1, append, which means you have result 1, 2, the list is appended into the list. Then 3, 2 also gives 1, append. So you will have 3, 2, this should be 2, 3, 2, 3, and then 4 and 3, 1. Again you append the value, so this becomes 3 and 4. So this should be in the ascending order. So that is what in the problem description it is being given. So the result whichever we return, that should be in ascending order. So that is the approach which we are going to follow, and with this observation let us go ahead and code this. So since we are using a sort function here, and we are having two linear for loops, right? So because of that, the time complexity will be big O of n. Let me comment this. Big O of n log n, my bad, log n, and the space complexity will be n because of the sort function which we are using here. So we need to sort, we need a result to return which is a list. So now let us assign the difference value def p negative positive infinity. Now I iterate. So for I in range, you'll have len of array minus 1, and now difference you have to calculate. This should be min of diff, and this should be the neighbors, right? So array of, here we are considering I plus 1 and I, so we get the difference value in this iteration. Now using this difference value, we have to append the pairs into the list. So for I in range, again the len of array minus 1 times, and now if array of I plus 1 minus array of I is equal to diff, then you have to append that two elements as a pair into the result. So dot append, this should be in the list form, right? So, and this should be array of I and array of I plus 1. In this format we have to append this. So now we can, it is good, yeah, we can go ahead and submit this. And there you go. Thank you.